Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me.
What's going on, everyone? This is Tony Strongstyle here, and welcome to another episode of Super Saiyan Review Super Saiyan. Today, we're taking a look at episode 111 of Dragon Ball Super, titled The Surreal Supreme Battle, Hit vs. Jiren. This episode has the near impossible task of following last week's spectacular 1-hour special episode featuring the new Ultra Instinct Goku transformation. But let's see how it did and get right into the review. So we start with Frieza and Goku together, following the events of last episode. It looks like Frieza blasts the hell out of Goku, but as it turns out, he actually gives him a little bit of ki. Of course, this is a throwback to the moment on Namek when Goku gives a near-death Frieza just a little bit of his energy. I guess they're even now? Except Goku doesn't try to immediately kill Frieza with that energy. Anyways, I thought this was a great little callback, and Frieza even went as far as to quote the same exact line that Goku said to him back on Namek, which is, "You should be able to move even with your body in that state." Frieza says he gave him this power because he knows he's the only one who can defeat Jiren with his Ultra Instinct power. I was legitimately shocked to hear those words come out of Frieza's mouth. He praised Goku. What? We now move back to the battleground, and Hit and Jiren have started to get it on. Hit is using his time skip technique, but is having little effect on Jiren. Meanwhile, we jump to Piccolo and Gohan taking on the two Universe 6 Namekians. Now, I know there's been a lot of hype for these two, especially from Piccolo fans, but that's because I think Piccolo fans, anytime they see Namekians, they just assume Piccolo is going to fuse with them and become relevant again. Unfortunately, that's all we'd see for these Universe 6 Namekians for this episode, but I'm sure they'll be back. Vegeta is facing off against Ribrianne, but like Goku, he's pretty much toying with her in his base form. This kind of pisses me off because these dirty Universe 7 monkeys don't show Queen Ribrianne the respect she deserves. We go back to the fight between Jiren and Hit, as Hit's fellow Universe 6 Saiyans look on. Clearly, they're not concerned with their universe being entirely erased, so they decide not to interfere with the battle and just let Hit continue to fight the dude who, barely took any damage against Goku. Hey, guys, a little help here? No? Okay, just keep standing there, no problem. That's some classic Dragon Ball logic right there, I love it. So Hit lands a solid hit on Jiren, and we see the sky around Jiren turn all purple. We learn that Hit is using some crazy new time manipulation technique where he literally stops his opponent dead in his tracks and basically freezes him in place. Hit is visibly shaken, just trying to hold this attack on Jiren, and this is clearly the hardest Hit has been pushed since his fight with Goku. Hit tells the Universe 6 Saiyans to just leave Jiren to him, but as he says this, Jiren starts to slowly break out of Hit's hold. Probably not a wise decision there, Hit. Just as Hit is about to go in for a big attack, we see Jiren manage to generate a shield at the last moment. He breaks out of Hit's time freeze and hits him with this crazy ass eye attack. That's the only way I could describe it. It looked pretty awesome. Hit goes flying, and Jiren quickly follows up with another devastating attack, blasting Hit out of the ring and eliminating him from the tournament. Holy crap, I did not expect that this early. And I certainly didn't expect that fight to end so quickly. Hit kind of ended up not doing that much during this tournament. Wow. The Grand Priest announces Hit's elimination and that the tournament has officially reached its halfway point. So he changes the color of the sky to green. And I'm not sure what the reason is for that. Maybe he's just a fan of Planet Namek. I don't know. Jiren joins his Pride Troopers and pulls a classic Dragon Ball move that always seems to end in failure. He feels that after eliminating Hit, and with Goku exhausted, there's no more serious opponents for him to fight. So he takes a nap. Nah, just kidding. He's not Boo, but he begins meditating with a red aura surrounding him. He feels certain that Toppo and Dispo alone can win the tournament for Universe 6. Hey Jiren, why don't you just, take your nap after finishing off Goku, instead of, letting him heal? Katopesra, a fighter from Universe 3 who kind of looks like a Power Ranger, attempts to attack Jiren while he's in this meditative state, but he gets blasted away without Jiren even moving a muscle. So the episode ends at the exact halfway point of the tournament with 24 minutes remaining. We see a next episode preview that seems to revolve around Vegeta. We see Vegeta in Super Saiyan Blue, so it looks like he's getting a bit serious here. With Goku in a weakened state, Hit eliminated, and Jiren meditating, Vegeta may very well be the most powerful active fighter in the tournament right now. He also looks to be beating the crap out of Kaba, which is normal activity for Vegeta. We've seen this many times before. Okay, so overall impressions on the episode. Well, overall, I actually enjoyed this episode, especially considering the circumstances. So, like I said at the beginning of the review, it's hard to top something like last week's 1 hour special. This episode certainly still left us with a lot to talk about, even though on paper I could sum it up really quickly in like 2 points. Frieza gives Goku some energy, and Jiren eliminates Hit. There you go. That's the summary right there. But there's still a lot to say. The animation in this episode was a bit uneven, but that was something I actually expected as well. When Dragon Ball Z would have episodes with awesome animation to cap off like a huge moment in the story, the following episode would always look horrible. Like the animation A-team would just take the week off, it seems, and just celebrate how awesome Trunks looked in this episode where he cuts Frieza in half. And then the next week, the C team had to come in, and they're just like walking into the office, and they're like, oh my god, I don't know how to draw. Why are we working in animation? Who are these characters with big eyes and yellow hair? How do I draw these characters? Oh my god! I love the interaction between Frieza and Goku. I think the writing of Frieza has been immaculate since he was brought out of hell to join the Universe 7 team. He's been like all over the place. At first, he's going all out and fighting Goku at Uranai Baba's palace there. And then a couple episodes ago, he's pretending to betray them with Frost. And now in this episode, we probably saw the most interesting development of his character yet by actually returning the favor to Goku and giving him some energy when he was near death. This is the great Emperor of the Universe, Frieza, and he's admitting that Goku is the only one who can defeat Jiren. Like, this is a huge moment for Frieza. I don't think we've ever seen Frieza concede at anything. It actually reminded me a lot of Vegeta's famous "You are number one" scene from the Buu Saga, where he straight up admits that Kakarot is stronger than he is. At the same time, I can't help but think this is all just a long con on Frieza's part. And when the time is right, he's going to turn on Goku, and he's going to turn on Goku hard. But for now, he knows he has to work together so Universe 6 can win this tournament, and that Frieza can be resurrected. Next up, I want to talk about those Namekians from Universe 6, Saonel and Palina. I was expecting this episode to be their grand reveal, and that we'd see the two like really in action, but unfortunately this time around it was just a tease. It looks like they'll be squaring off against Piccolo and Gohan in an upcoming episode, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. I've kind of fallen in love with the 3 Saiyans from Universe 6, so I'm sure these 2 Namekians will be just as lovable. And then they'll fuse with Piccolo because of course they will. But the main focus of this episode was Hit versus Jiren. Their entire battle took place this episode from start to finish, which I think was the most disappointing part of the entire episode. I understand that this tournament is halfway over, so we need to kind of pick it up with the eliminations here, but the last thing I expected was to see 2 fan favorite characters go at it this early, and for the entire fight to only last 1 episode. Like, do we still need to establish further that Jiren is a super powerful badass? I think they got that point across last week when he wrecked Goku even with a new transformation. I've always really enjoyed Hit's combat style, just from a visual perspective, the whole time manipulation gimmick. It's just really cool to watch, and Hit always seems to pull out a new time-related technique for every major fight he's involved in. Today's episode was no different, but it just wasn't enough for our little purple friend. I'm definitely a bit disappointed that Hit has been eliminated from the tournament. I was actually expecting to see him as one of the final competitors in the tournament, and basically what happened in this episode, in my mind, should have happened towards the end of the tournament instead of like at this midway point. I guess they didn't want to spread out the big Jiren moments, and instead they hit us with the 1-2 punch of Goku and Hit getting their asses whooped in 2 straight episodes. At this point, Jiren is just ridiculously overpowered, which seems to be leading him down a path we've seen Dragon Ball characters go down in the past. He may be good at hiding it with his emotionless facial expressions and dry delivery, but it's pretty clear that Jiren is a cocky bastard. After eliminating Hit and outclassing Goku, he decides this episode that he's just going to meditate and let Toppo and Dispo take it from here. How many times in Dragon Ball have characters had a chance to finish a job only for them to hesitate due to their overconfidence and have it blow up in their face? I think this might be where the story is heading right now. Obviously, Jiren is unaware that Frieza just gave Goku some ki, and he's also probably unaware of the Saiyan near-death energy boost shenanigans. All I'm going to say is this: Ultra Instinct Goku and Jiren are going to have their rematch, and it's going to be bananas. So that's about all for today. Did you enjoy the Frieza and Goku interaction this episode as much as I did? Is Frieza slowly turning towards the light, or is it all just a ruse? What about those Namekians? Are you excited to see them in action? And are they going to fuse with Piccolo? Finally, how overpowered is Jiren, and did Hit go down too early in this tournament? That was a loaded episode, so let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, because I have a ton of Dragon Ball content in the works right now. It's crazy. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you next week for episode 112, and take care.